Well, you have every right to be skeptical, and I do too. But allegedly, 14 terabytes of nightmarish material was just released to every FBI field office in the nation, with agents having to volunteer to go through it. Apparently, we've got new names. It's just a historic level of intel that's never been out there before. I get it. I get it. We've all been lied to before. But I'm seriously hoping for justice here. Not just for those on the receiving end of the terrible things that happened, but for the politicians and rich people and all these people that took part in it. You know, Jelaine is still in prison for like selling people to absolutely nobody. And then we actually had Alina Habba say that there will be new names coming out from the list. I remain skeptical, but it doesn't hurt at all to maintain a little bit of optimism, right? Just a little bit. So let's get into this. Now, I do want to thank this video sponsor, Meta PCs. It's the only computer I use. The new 50 series and video cards are out. You can get Intel, you can get AMD, you can custom build. They have ready to ship PCs, custom PCs. And if you use promo code Rumble, you will save money. It's the only computer company I trust. It's veteran owned, and they don't screw around with cancel culture. And also, I'm begging my viewers to go over to coffeebrandcoffee.com. Both links in the description. We're moving into a new 15,000 square foot facility, buying all new equipment, and it's going to be expensive. But we will own every aspect then going forward that we need to, so that leftoids can't screw our business over again, like I suspect they did this past month. So we have 3 awesome bundles. Pick up a bundle, code Rumble, save 10%. If you don't like coffee, we've got tea, cocoa, or we've got organic tea, we've got real cacao cocoa, we've got something. Please head over there today. Help us offset some of this costs. This is from AJ. The biggest news ever around Jeffrey just dropped. Trump's DOJ just successfully retrieved over 14 terabytes of nightmarish things happening to people, and has given it to all local FBI offices across the nation with orders to take the gloves off. This historic intel comes from DC headquarters and field offices. Now, I get it. Leave one like on this video right now for you'll believe it when you see it. I totally get that. But let's hear what he has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am one of the first prominent people to expose Epstein more than 15 years ago. I've forgotten more about the case than most FBI agents know. It's just a fact. And I can tell you that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel are 100% real. Trump's 100% real. They gave them old files a month ago to try to embarrass everybody.
Which worked. By the way, who can forget Bindergate?
And then she raided the New York offices when they wouldn't turn them over. And they ordered the people to resign who were involved in it. This is incredible. Now, today I had Kyle Seraphin, the top, most prolific FBI whistleblower ever, and he exposed so much, the targeting of Catholics and conservatives by the FBI, going after people at school boards, and showed me the messages from the DC headquarters. He talked about it on air, but he let me see it all about their secret operations against me. That was a side issue. I didn't care about that today. I said, let's move on from that, because we got to bring down the mothership or we're all screwed. And he showed me all the messages, high level, that 14,000 plus terabytes, videos.
I think he meant 14 terabytes because he did edit here. 14 terabytes. Just a horrible, new, I guess, apparently new, people who are on the receiving end of, new victims named.
File. Any folks volunteer, because they make you volunteer to look at this.
Yeah, because it's stuff that happens. You have to volunteer to look at this because it's, crimes against young ones,
Field officers going, holy shit, they just gave us oh my God. And they've got to go in the secure, area to look at it. They're asking who's going to volunteer to go look at this stuff. This is, because let me tell you something. This is not for the faint of heart. And that's in the Sound of Freedom film. Is, based on true story. Like, most people have to quit in a few months. This is like, I've only seen a few car wrecks with dead people and once dead
Yeah.
kids, and I still have nightmares. I mean, I'm a tough guy, but not not seeing kids.
Yeah. The stuff that happened to them is nuts.
And declassified crossfire hurricane that'll burn all the criminals, opening the way for total prosecution. I mean, it just goes on and on. Federal judges are ruling Doge is right. It was unconstitutional blockade. I mean, it's on, baby. They tried to kill Trump. He's already.
I mean, this is pretty wild. He does go on to say,
Going to get what the FBI has on the Epstein files. And we'll never get it all because the bad guy's been in control for decades. And
that's the real takeaway is like, we're not getting, X, Y, and Z president that was there. That's just never going to happen. But it would be nice to get some more prosecutions. It would be nice to get some more justice for people that need it, deserve it,
most of it's probably been destroyed, but 14 terabytes were retrieved 3 weeks ago when Pam Bondi and Kash Patel raided the FBI headquarters in New York. They made the head of it step down who was covering it up.
Yeah.
And then she said, we've got truckloads of it. It'll take a few weeks to go through it. Well, she came out yesterday and said, we've identified hundreds of new victims. It'll take time to process. We got to take out
hundreds of new
their
victims.
names, but we're investigating now, and those involved will be prosecuted. Then Kyle Seraphin was scheduled for weeks on my show about the FBI files that got released a month ago, where I was the target of a national security investigation under Obama that went through the Trump administration. He didn't know about it. But when I learned this new information as a side note from him today, before he went live, I said, let's forget about me being persecuted. Let's talk about what you just told me. And he goes, well, here, I'll just show you. So he showed me the text messages the last few days and today from the D.C. field office, told me the guy's name, said they're patriots, just don't say their names, but they were happy for me to know, they're listeners. And we're talking the FBI field office, in there, around
I happen to know FBI agents listen to my show too. Shout out.
the country, but also the D.C. headquarters. It was also field offices, showed me those around the country. And they've been given 14 plus terabytes, video, audio, files, just horrible stuff.
So, I mean, let's obviously hope that we don't see dork influencers from X get this next release, because you see the Department of Justice needs to release the file, says Trump's declassification task force leader. Just like what we saw, with the JFK files. Were there any bombshells in there? No, not really. Not really. It was pretty much as expected. But Trump can only release what he has. So I think the quicker he releases it, the less doubt there will be around the veracity of it. The less doubt there will be around whether or not it's the complete amount of files. This is, sources say the FBI confiscated various footage when raiding his properties. We now know that that's going to be true. Where you see Department of Justice, quote, needs to release the file, says Trump's declassification task force leader. I mean, this is kind of, you see this ludicrous situation. The mainstream media is really mad that the FBI is re-going through these files. Like, for me, if there's even one person brought to justice here in all this, it will be worth it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but, we need these files. We need to know more about who's in them. Give me some, I don't need to see the, the actual stuff, but let me see. All right, you said Naomi Campbell's on the island. Show me a picture of her there. Show me a picture of her, a still from video showing here she is by the pool. You know what I mean? Where's all this video? You could go through it and redact it. So if all this is true, this is going to be really, really nuts. And then you have basically the theory that there are new names. This is potentially this is the evidence that people really were curious about, because when all these raids happened, we were told, oh, he's got so many video cameras everywhere. I mean, there's video cameras everywhere, in every peephole, every other. Nobody ever saw even a screenshot. It's not like I need to see the crime happen, but you certainly could show the crime. You could show like the potential perpetrator and the other person walk into a room together, or you could show some still images confirming some of these people were there. Now, Alina Habba, interim U.S. District Attorney for New Jersey, has issued a stern warning regarding the handling of the files. Speaking to a conservative commentator, Benny Johnson, the attorney made it clear, saying, "I have zero tolerance for any of this." Being asked, "What will you do as prosecutor if these individuals resides in New Jersey?" she replied, "They better watch out. I keep saying this. We cannot be careless. This is not reckless administration. We're looking at everything." She said, "We have to make sure to preserve witnesses who are unfortunately also victims, make sure their identities are protected." This is nuts. Saying, any names that could come out. Now, again, will a name come out? I don't know. We don't know. We know that there are 254 masseuses alone that were redacted. I assume they're all, on the receiving end of bad behavior as well. We know Alec Baldwin flew on that airplane. We knew Michael Jackson did, Ethel Kennedy, Andrew Cuomo, Naomi Campbell. So were any of these people participating? Did any of these people see any of this stuff go on? Are they on video? This could be potentially very, very interesting. Make sure you keep it locked in here on the recording. Don't forget Meta PCs, promo code Rumble, and almost just as important, please head over to Coffee Brand Coffee, pick up one of these bundles, same promo code. We desperately need a huge sales month to help offset about $250,000 in investment. And we'll talk to you again real soon.